Today I want to talk about something that everyone who works in international business must learn to do: communicate across cultures. International business people come from all different cultures, right? So they have different ways of communicating, both in how they express their ideas and how they receive their ideas. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about the use of a particular language, English or French or Chinese or whatever. I'm talking about communication style within a language. Communication style means how we exchange information, how we show our feelings, and how we understand other people. So as international business people, how do we communicate across cultures? Well, first, by understanding the communication styles we and others use. And second, by transferring that knowledge to the workplace. So let's get started. Now, what communication styles do people use? Well, basically, there are two. One is low context, and the other is high context. That's low context communication style and high context communication style. Let's first define context. Well, context is the situation or surrounding information, the nonverbal information that helps a person understand a message better. For example, someone walking in the door right now would understand that we're having a class just by seeing the context here, right? Desks, students taking notes, me standing here talking to you, etc. That's context. So, turning to our first communication style. Low context communication is when a person expresses an idea directly. They put the important information into words. In low context communication, we don't need the context or nonverbal information to communicate. The context is low. Words are what's important. Who uses low context communication? Well, culturally speaking, most North Americans and Europeans do. Let's look at an example. Say we have an advertising agency, and two professionals, both Americans, are discussing an idea for an ad for athletic shoes. One says, "I think the ad should feature World Cup players." The other says, "Oh no, I disagree. I think the ad should show everyday people." See how each expressed their ideas very directly with just words? This is how low-context communicators operate. Now let's look at high-context communication. High-context communication occurs when a person expresses an idea indirectly, through body movement, facial expressions, even silence. They show the important information non-verbally rather than speaking it. The context is very significant to the meaning of the message. The context is high. Generally speaking, this style of communication is typical of Asians, Africans, and Middle Easterners. An example might be two Egyptian bankers creating a loan plan for a local business. The first banker shows his partner a plan he put together the night before, numbers and dates and so on. The partner reads the plan and responds by remaining silent. The first banker gets the message. His partner doesn't like it. He said so with his silence. Now, it's important to recognize that each of these two communication styles has its strengths and its weaknesses. Low-context communicators are often very productive because they quickly and clearly identify business problems and find short-term solutions. And they're fast at developing projects. But because of this fast style, they may not build strong, long-term business relationships. So, if you're working with low-context communicators, you need to remember this. Important ideas and feelings are often expressed very directly and forcefully. Now, high-context communicators, on the other hand, may seem to be slow. They often don't move quickly to find solutions because they want to get more information and opinions first. They don't want to make mistakes. Also, they're careful with their opinions because they want to preserve their relationships with other people. So, if you're working with high-context communicators, remember this. Things may happen more slowly, and important messages are often sent non-verbally. So let's now combine our two earlier examples. Let's say our Egyptian banker contacts the American at the ad agency. He tells her his bank would like to do some advertising. So the American creates 2 ads. One shows the bank's name in huge, bright letters. Then it lists all the bank's services and several comments from satisfied customers. The other ad shows only a picture of a woman smiling in front of her bakery, with the words, "Business loans for everyone," and the bank's name at the bottom of the ad. Can you guess which ad the Egyptian banker liked best, and why? The one with the picture of the happy woman in her bakery, of course. The high-context ad appealed to the person with the high-context communication style. And even though the ad agency representative was from a low-context culture, she understood that her customer was from a high-context culture. Okay? Well, that's all for now. For next time, I want you to think about which kind of communicator you are, high or low context, and what experiences you've had communicating across cultures.